For a few days, I know Chelsea supporters are getting a bit impatient. They want news about Kai Havertz. They want to see him holding up that Chelsea shirt. The good news, as far as Chelsea supporters are concerned, is that Chelsea are in talks to sign him. And at the moment, they are the only club who have made a concrete offer for him. Now, Chelsea are willing to offer probably about £70 million in total for Havertz, but that is not enough for Leverkusen. Leverkusen want about £20 million more. Havertz is one of the best young players in the world. He's 21 years old. He's got a big future ahead of him. And if it wasn't for the coronavirus pandemic and the effect it has had on club finances, Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, those kind of clubs would also be in for Havertz. But at the moment, Chelsea are the only show in town. Of course, they're backed by Roman Abramovich's billions. He can afford to spend money this summer, and he's given Frank Lampard his backing. And the negotiations, of course, are being led by Marina Granovskaya. And interestingly, in Germany, the German media call her the Iron Lady. Her reputation in Germany is somebody who's a very tough negotiator, who always gets the best possible deal for Chelsea. And that is what she's trying to do at the moment. But at the moment, about £20 million difference between what Chelsea are offering and what Bayer Leverkusen want.
I've met Marina, very tough but very charming, I have to say as well. What about Havertz himself? As far as I last heard, he was bursting to come to Stamford Bridge.
Well, this is what's interesting. He wants to come to Chelsea, maybe even more than Chelsea want him. You don't often see that from a player as good as Kai Havertz. No disrespect to Chelsea, but he really wants to come to Chelsea. He wants to work under Frank Lampard. He wants to live in London. He wants to play in the Premier League. He wants this move. But we should make it clear that he's not agitating for a transfer. He's not going on strike. He's not throwing his toys out of the pram. He was happy to carry on playing for Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League because that was so important for them. If they'd won that, they would have got into the Champions League. But obviously they were knocked out by Inter Milan. But make no mistake, he wants to move. He's only got 2 years left on his contract at Bayer Leverkusen. They need to sell him now. And he's made it clear to them, look, I want to go to Chelsea. Please sort this out. And personal terms, they are not going to be a problem. They never are for big clubs in big deals. He wants to come to Chelsea.
If he gets there, Chelsea will have an all-new front three next season of Havertz, Gabby, Timo Werner and Ziyech, who they got in from Ajax. And they won't stop there, presumably.
No, I mean, if you're a Chelsea supporter, what an exciting front three. Possibly if they get Havertz as well. Of course, bear in mind, they've lost Pedro, they've lost Willian, so they need to bring in attacking players. And it looks like Frank Lampard is making really good progress on that front. He's almost rebuilding from the front. But as you said, yes, he wants other players in as well. Big question marks about the goalkeeping position. He wants a new goalkeeper. He doesn't really like the left backs he's got at the club. He doesn't trust them 100%. He wants Ben Chilwell from Leicester City. Chelsea working on that as well. And also in the centre-back position, he wants another centre-back, maybe even two. I don't think he's convinced about the centre-backs he's got on his squad at the moment. So a big rebuild going on at Chelsea at the moment. But if you're a Chelsea supporter, you've got your fingers crossed, you're hoping that they're going to get Havertz across the line. I think he's almost certainly going to leave Leverkusen. And at the moment, Chelsea getting closer and closer to agreeing a deal to get him.